So we're here with Dr. Shivani Patel. I've known Shivani for a couple of months now, and we wanted to talk to her about her business today. And she is an awesome dentist here in Columbia. And we just want to know, just tell us about your journey, how'd you got here, how'd you want to be a dentist, and all that kind of stuff. Have you always loved teeth?
No. So it started, I was in high school, and I was like, you know what, I'm a brainiac. I was good at math and science. You know, you got to do something with that. You got to do something with that. So then I went to college, and I did the standard biology major, which means I cannot get a job when I graduate college because you got to do something else with it. I thought medicine. I was like, man, this is really cool. I want to do something in medicine. And then my uncle's a physician, and I saw how much he worked, and I was like, I don't know that I like to do all of that, like just general medicine. It's too much. It's a lot. So then my cousin is a dentist in Ohio, so I talked to him, and I said, tell me about what you do. And he's like, you just tell me, and he just really has a passion for dentistry, which I really liked. I was like, I want to love my job. So then I started shadowing my dentist, and I've had fillings done as a kid, never had any problems. I was scared, obviously, as a kid, but never had any problems. And I said, kind of like this. So then I actually applied my first year for dental school, did not get in. It was probably the worst day of my life when I found out that I didn't get in. I was completely crushed because, being, good at math and science, top of your class, you never get told no academically. So I was like, what do I do? And I ended up getting a job in a dental office. And I worked in one, and I was like, I want to work in the back. I don't want to do insurance. Like, I want to work in the back. So I started working in the back, and man, it was good. And I was doing everything from like cleaning toilets to flossing people's teeth, everything in that office. And I still loved what I did. I said, this is it. This is definitely my destiny. I've got to get into dental school. So that next year, my mission was, you are going to get admitted. And I did. And it happened to be some sort of application issue, error, whatever it was. I think it was really meant to be, though, because I took a year, worked in an office, really got to see what it's like to be a team member, a staff member with no title. I had no title. I was like the bottom of the barrel, which I think makes me so much of a better boss now, because I'm like, I know what you guys go through. I was there. So they went through dental school. It was awesome. I decided, you know what, I still want to learn a little bit more. So I did the residency at Palmetto Health Richland, which was awesome. Learned tons of surgery, and in fact, I met one of them had to move on, but two people from the hospital, team members, ended up following me here, wanted to work for me here. So I was like, that's cool. That's really cool. Like, one of them actually wanted to quit and go into flight attending. And I was like, no, you're in dentistry. You're good. You need to find a job in dentistry. And she helped me start up working here. I was an associate. Somebody else bought this practice, and I was an associate. But I really ended up working here by myself. And I thought, 3 years I'm here working by myself. I've always wanted to be my own boss, because it's like that you can really make some cool decisions, and you bond with your staff much better when you are the actual boss. Because before, it's like I get questions and I'm like, well, I'm not the boss. I can't really answer that for you. And I told them, I was like, guys, I think I want to buy the practice. And so met with my old boss, and I said, what would it take for me to buy this from you? And she was kind of surprised. She's like, already? And I said, yeah, I'm ready. And it was such a leap of faith. It felt really good. Like, the timing felt good. Everybody that was working with me here was completely supportive of it. They're like, we will totally support your journey. So I did it. It was very, very exhausting. Very exhausting. You have to have a good group of advisors. I've got some very good friends. I still have a friend now that no matter what I buy, if it's like a car, a house, a business, I call him for everything. He already knows. When I call him, like, hey, Josh, I need some like advice. I have some questions. And he kind of walked me through it. He's like, it's going to be okay. My family was super supportive. They're like, yeah, do it. Well, my dad actually owns a convenience store, and that's how we were raised, like, working hard. That man works, 10-hour days. He works 7 days a week. So we got our work ethic from him. And I was like, if Dad can run a business that well, and we grew up seeing it, I can do it. So I talked to my dad a ton. And of course, like, he's like giving me all these pointers and stuff. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And then we did it December 30th of 2015. I signed the paper. I was shaking. I was like, I even went to the bank. I was all dressed up, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah, and it felt good. It felt so good. So then the first working day of January that next year, we started, and it's been fun. A huge transition. It is a lot of work, but I really enjoy dentistry. I love it. I told the girls, if I'm not in my operatories working, if I'm mostly in this office, it drives me crazy, and they know it. So, and I really have been blessed with awesome people I work with. These girls are fun. They are fun. They make Mondays awesome. You know how most people come to work on Monday, they're like, I don't want to do it. No, we are fired up and ready to go. Great group of people. And I think it's just almost like the dynamic and the culture that we've created here. It's like we're here obviously to treat our patients, but we have fun doing it.
Yeah.
We really do.
You're at work more than you're at home, so you want it to be more like
this is my family.
Yeah.
I love these girls, all of them. I do.
That is so awesome. That is amazing. So you are a story of like perseverance. Like you didn't let one disappointment stop you. You were like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to work my way up from the bottom to the top. What are some of the other challenges you faced other than being denied dental school first?
Being a female in a male-driven profession. It's mostly males. Being a female, it was almost a blessing in disguise. It was really hard to kind of get, when you start going to dental meetings and you're like, yeah, now I own my practice. It's like, hey, I am somebody now, guys. Like, recognize that. Yeah. And I'm very social. I love to network, so I think that helped. And I ended up being associated with some of the boards of some of the local dental societies, which helped out a lot. And I think I got a little bit of, and the dental community in Columbia is fantastic. There are some very, very good dentists. I call them on the regs for advice.
Nice.
Which is really, really helpful. There's a lot of very, very successful female dentists in Columbia that are great role models for me. But the hardest thing I think was coming into a male-driven profession. In fact, my first day working here, my boss then, which is a female, she bought it from a male. He was a great dentist. He was through the military and everything. My first month here, every time I would go and meet a patient, they're just like, well, hey, it's not him. I had patients cry. They were so, they were just shocked, because I guess that, I don't know if they just didn't know about the transition, but I was just like, hey, give me a chance. I promise, give me a chance. If you then don't like it, that's fine, but at least you owe me to at least give me a chance. And that was a good trying couple of months at the very beginning, because it's like they're used to seeing this male dentist, and here I am looking, then I think they even had braces in, so I look like some nice kid. I was like, no, I swear, take me seriously. I had a lot of really, really good training. And you're never going to be the best, but if you try to be your best, I think that's the biggest thing. But those are my two hardest things, was the transition here and getting denied in dental school. I'm telling you, that was a tough day. Woo! I was like, how am I going to tell my parents? But it was such a blessing in disguise. If I were to do it again, I literally would take a year off. I would do exactly what happened to me.
Same thing.
Even though I was crushed. I cried. And I don't cry much, but I cried a lot that day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is so amazing. It just opened my eyes up to some stuff. So
I think failure is such a good thing, though. Mm-hmm. Failure is such a good thing, and at the moment, it sucks. It 100% sucks, and I hate it. But now, when I hit roadblocks now, just kind of learning off of that, when something happens the way I don't want it to happen, I can't change it.
Right.
I can only then make my next path, create my next path and just go with it. And go with your gut, man, for sure. Things just feel right and things don't feel right. Now, it's taken me a lot of years to realize that. I can't, I might have this, journey planned out for myself, but it's not, it really isn't up to me, honestly.
Right. It's not. Yeah.
My path has been set, and I always try to divert from what my life is supposed to be, but I think if I just go with my gut, I'm not super religious, but I'm like, God has a plan for me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to fight it anymore. Because it really was that day of me not getting to dental school was crushing. And then a year later, I look back and I'm like, I met some of the best people in dental school. I love my classmates. I talk to them regularly. So it was totally meant to be. I almost wish back on that day I had known, girl, your future's going to be fine.
It's okay.
It's going to be fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. You're going to get what you want. You just have to work a little bit harder for it. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it makes you appreciate more every single day. Yeah, and even the setbacks. I almost look at setbacks now as what? There's something even better now. So I'm anxious to wait for it. That is so amazing. So how do you handle being a business owner and just having, a life outside of your business? Yeah. How do you handle that? Not letting it overtake your life? Because I know you're pretty social and you're pretty fun. I think I have a good balance of that. I am Dr. Patel here at the office. And in fact, people even call me Shivani now because I'm I don't, and when I'm out, I promote the business now that it's mine, but I'm not a dentist out there. I'm a human. Mm-hmm. I love to be social. I'm a twin. So I'm always used to being around people. And I think I've got such a great network of friends here in Columbia, and I am very, I'm very active. Yeah. I like to do so. Orange Theory has actually had me meet some pretty incredible people. Nice.
And, people that end up becoming patients here, or I can give them dental advice, and it's nothing, it's just really, really nice. I like building relationships. It is fun. Mm-hmm. It is fun. I don't know if I would ever even quit Orange Theory just because of the people that I've met there. And the people that I've met there are incredible. Some of the stories that I've, shared with people, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I've met some really incredible people, you being one. I feel like I've been blessed in that area, or I've been put in a position where I could meet some awesome people to be able to do things like this.
Yeah, which is just so cool.
Yeah, for other women to see, like, take a chance, go out there, go for your dream, and even if you fail at first, just keep on going and try.
Persevere.
It'll come.
I tell people, work should never be just work. You should so truly enjoy it. I have been so fortunate. I literally love what I do. And I think that's why it's not overwhelming. Like, do I take my work home? Not much, not often. I might spend an hour or two at home during the week doing work stuff, and on Fridays I'm off, but I still come up here and do work. I do work, but I don't consider it like overcoming my life. Like, I won't, if I've got plans of something, I've got an event that I've got to go to, work's not going to keep me from that, unless I have a dental emergency, of course, things like that. But I'm Shivani at 4:30, clocking out. Yeah. And I mean, my friends still call me and text me, which is nice. I'm like, your friend is a dentist, use me.
Right.
Like, text me if you have a dental problem. Why not? Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love to network, and it's fun. And Columbia's growing. Columbia's growing so much, and I love it. I never thought that I would ever be somebody's role model, and I met a girl at one of the free clinics about a year and a half ago, and I was like, tell me about yourself. And she's like, I'm trying to get into dental school. And she's something about her. I was like, I like this girl. I could totally see myself working with this girl one day in the future when she gets to dental school. Well, I was driving down Taylor Street, and she calls me. She says, Shivani, I didn't get in. And I said, Carly,
it's okay.
Let me tell you, and I've already told you this story, but let me tell you, this is not going to be the worst day of your life. Don't do it like I had it. I was like, it's going to be okay. And oddly enough, I had a position open up at the office, so I called her back that next week, and I said, kind of got some good news for you. Have a spot open. You want to work here for a year until we can get you back in dental school. She is in dental school now. She just started in June. Oh my gosh, she's going to be such a good dentist. And I never thought that I would be that for somebody, but that felt so good. Like, just to have, like, hey, use me as your support system. I had to go through it. Why not?
And that's so amazing.
I almost wish I had somebody like that.
Yeah.
I wish I had somebody like that. I had some really good role models, but nobody that kind of went through that kind of disappointment. But yeah, I said, girl, don't cry. I mean, maybe shed a couple of tears, but
yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
And that's so awesome that you're able to be a blessing to somebody else.
Yeah. And I never realized it. And she sent me the sweetest letter sometimes, and I'm just like, it would make me cry because I'm like, oh my gosh, it gives me goosebumps right now. Like, wow, that's so cool that, like, I was able to help her and get her through that. That was just cool for me. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, basically, I know you said you had some mentors. Or who are your mentors? Who do you look to, maybe for, like, business advice, or who do you aspire to be sort of like, or model your behavior?
That's a good question. It's almost like a Build-A-Bear situation. I've got lots of different people. Like I said, my friend Josh, I've known him. I actually met him when I had my first job working in the dental office. Oh. So he knows my journey all the way through. He's one of my good advisors. I've met people along the way. One of the financial bankers that we use for the office here, he's a great person to kind of help me bounce ideas back and forth. A couple of female dentists here in Columbia, they are just great. I can call them. Like, one of them called me the other morning. I was walking my dog at like 7:45 in the morning. We were just chit-chatting. It's really, really nice. My family, my dad, my mom and dad. My mom and, like, my parents are such hard workers that they probably don't even realize it right now, but they are the reason my sister, my brother, myself are such hard workers, because we don't know anything different. Yeah. So we don't know what it's like to go to work and not work. To us, it's like, what do you mean you don't work at work? Like, you're supposed to go there to get things done.
That's how you get money.
And so we'd be confused when people are like, oh, my employee doesn't ever do anything. I was like, well, what do they do? Just sit there? Like, how does that work? So it's like they instilled that in us. My grandfather, he left India. We were all born in Zambia in Africa. He left India when he was young and started up a complete business there. Because he followed his dreams. He did what he wanted, and that's a huge inspiration. In fact, the building that was purchased is named under one of his companies. Yeah, because he always said, in education, nobody can ever take an education away from you. So get educated. My mom has her bachelor's degree, and for an Indian woman, that was unheard of. Yeah. Most of her friends barely finish high school. Yeah, yeah. So he's a huge mentor for sure. I mean, he's not with us. He hasn't been with us for a while, but that always stuck in my head. Yeah,
that is so amazing.
And just hearing other people's stories, everybody's got a story.
Yeah, yours is amazing.
Everybody has a story. And I tell the girls, when people walk in our door, we have no idea what their day has been like. You just don't know what somebody's been through. They could have gotten the worst medical diagnosis. Our job is to make sure they're smiling on the way out, because you really never know. And I saw a really cool video when I was in residency about that. I think it's just, here working as a dentist here, it's cool because, my patient just helped me with my irrigation system. Who knew?
Who would have thought?
Right. I'm friends with so many of our patients now because they're just cool people. And I think dentistry has allowed me to, build relationships with people that I probably would have never met. Yeah.
That is so awesome. Well, come see Shivani at 32 Dental. She is an amazing person, amazing dentist.
Thank you.
And I thank you so much for spending this time with me.
Thanks for chatting with me.
We're not going to be good on camera. You're amazing.
Was I good? Thanks. We did it. We did it. That wasn't even hard. I guess